I shotgunned an energy drink this morning at 6 a.m. because I don't have my life together. I didn't really shotgun it. Like, I didn't like poke a knife in it and like shotgun it. But I drank it pretty quickly, and then I was all like jittery and like hyper and like Rrr! And I drew on my eyebrows crooked, I'm pretty sure. But that's okay. That's what happens when you make poor life choices. Okay, so we're gonna do a shop my stash, and to be quite honest, I'm really not sure of the setup or anything like that because I just film in the little spare empty room, and so all of my like makeup and stuff is in the bedroom, and I don't know, like we're gonna figure it out as we go. I'm gonna try the camera out and just see what angle we can get, but if you have any like suggestions or you feel like it could be done a different way, then just let me know, and you know, we'll work through this together. But I'm really excited to do a shop my stash. So how I'm gonna do it, I already have like in this one little container all of my project pan items, which you'll see because it's just sitting right there. So I have a different little container for the shop my stash items, and I don't want to put any project pan items into my shop my stash because I just want to look at the shop my stash as like, okay, let's just, you know, rotate through the collection, make sure everything's getting touched at least one time within the month. And it's like products that I want to use to kind of like break up the monotony of like project pan, if that makes sense. So that's how we're going to go about this, and I hope you guys are excited, and I'm gonna go get set up in the bedroom. Okay, so we are in here where I keep all my makeup. So I just wanted to show you, I'm not gonna like move the box, but it's just this little like wooden box that my husband picked up from Walmart, and he like was practicing wood burning, so he wood burned an elephant onto it, and there's like some other designs on the other side of it. But this is where I'm going to put all of my like for fun shop my stash items, so I think it'll be good, and then I won't have to like dig through the drawers every day. The only thing that is in here right now in this back is the ABH Soft Glam palette, because that's my Project 10 Uses eyeshadow palette right now, so that can stay in there because it's not really like a project pan thing, and I do need to get use out of that. So let me change the angle of this a little bit, and we will actually start with the bottom drawer. Okay, so this is just the bottom drawer, which houses like some primers and setting powders and like pressed powders and concealers and things like that. So we will just go through. I only have one setting powder in my collection as of now, and this is by CYO. It is the Fixing Powder All Set in the shade Clear, and I guess I could open it. The sifter popped out of it, so I'm gonna have to like be careful because I just kind of like shook everything around. Yeah, oh, that's bad. Okay. But there it is. It's kind of yellowy, but it really doesn't, I don't think it gives like that bad of a yellow cast like underneath my eyes. And I'm sad because I did see online that this brand is being discontinued, and so very sad. Just gonna enjoy like what I have by them. So yeah, this is my only setting powder, so we will pull this out. And then as far as pressed powders go, this is the one I have been reaching for usually. It's the Kat Von D Locket powder in the shade Light 48. And so, whoops, here's what mine is looking like. I think I'll just continue. Yeah, we'll just pull this out because it's just what I've been using. Like, I would love to get pan on this before I like put it back into my collection, and then maybe pull in another pressed powder and kind of like work on getting pan on that. But yeah, for the month, we'll just use this. And then let's pick out a concealer since it's next right here. Let's see. I have a few in here. Do I want one or two? Because I'm not like panning a concealer right now. Let's go with... this is harder than I thought to do this on camera. Let's just pull out these two. So the first one is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I have mine in the shade Fairest, which it is pretty darn fair. So before it gets too warm and I get like a little bit of a tan, I would like to get some use out of this. And then I just recently picked up the e.l.f. hydrating concealer, and I have mine in the shade Light Warm, I believe is what it is. Is that upside down? Yeah, that was upside down. It's Fair Warm. I don't know if you can read that tiny packaging. I really like this stuff though. I think it is really good. It's really nice. It doesn't make my under eyes look crepey at all. So I'm just really enjoying this, and I'm just going to pull it out and continue to love on it. Okay, we're not going to pull out a mascara, but we can pull out a primer. So I am still working on a pore primer in my 21 by 2021, and I am almost done with the hydrating primer from my Partners in Cream. So I recently picked this guy up. It's the e.l.f. Putty like luminous primer. I have yet to try it. I opened it up and looked at it, but you can see like it's brand new. I'm gonna pull this out and try this guy out and see what I think about it, because I do really like the putty primer, which I'm sure you guys know what it looks like. It lives here, but it's a pore filling. This one's the pore filling, and so I don't need to like pull this out because I'm still working on like my Catrice one, and I just want to kind of focus on that one. But yeah, we'll pull out the e.l.f. primer, and then there's just like lip balms and mascaras in here, so we don't need anything else from this drawer. Okay, so here's the top drawer. I just have like a little 2-drawer nightstand that I keep a lot of my stuff in. So this houses bronzers, blushes, highlighters, single eyeshadows, things like that. So let's just first pull out a blush. So I am panning a few blushes, but this BH Cosmetics Blushing in Bali palette, you guys, I don't want to blind you with the mirror. Look at this shade right here. I'm not going to butcher the name. I need to repress this firstly because it's getting kind of difficult to get a brush in there. But this is just like organic, just from using it. I've hit pan. Now, it is a very powdery, soft formula, and the pans are not that small, or not that big, and are not that deep. But I want to pull this out so that I can just see what I can do in a month of, you know, see what kind of damage we could do. And then I am interested in trying this coral shade as well. So this will be our blush palette that we pull out. And then I don't want to work on any like cream products. As far as bronzers go, I'm going to pull out this NARS one because this one is kind of like on the chopping block. Now I do have like 3 bronzers in project pans, but I'm going to try this. I just don't feel like it's that pigmented, and I've used it quite a bit, and you can still see like the imprinting on it. Like it's just kind of frustrating. So I think it was Laura. She said to try maybe to repress some of this with the Bonnie Luminizer highlighter, because I have used this highlighter as like a glowy bronzer, and I've mixed it in with another bronzer, and it did make a really pretty thing, like a really pretty bronzer. So maybe I'll try that. I at least want to try this NARS one a few more times on its own, but maybe I will repress these together. So I will pull both of these out for like bronzer. And then as far as highlighter goes, hello, Laura. Thank you very much for your very thoughtful, sweet gift. This is the Ofra highlighter in the shade Pillow Talk, and I have just been loving this ever since she sent it my way. I am so appreciative for that. She was so thoughtful, and yeah, I just really love it. I've been wearing it daily, so I'm gonna pull this out and continue to enjoy it. Let's see. That's kind of it for highlighters, I think. I don't want to pull out any ColourPop shadows. I know, you're probably like, this is very uninteresting, but it's my first one. We're learning. Okay, so now, like, let me, hold on. So yeah, this little box houses all of the project pan items that I'm working on. These 2 acrylic containers in front of you house all of my eyeshadow palettes, and then you can see as we've slowly, like, been adding stuff to the bin. So very excited. Okay, so I have, obviously, if I can get the camera right, I have panned those eyeshadows, and then I have panned that palette, and then I have Project Hidden Uses, which is all eyeshadow. So eyeshadow is a little overwhelming, but I still want to at least pull out 1 to 2 palettes each time just to give myself some variety. And like, what I have noticed is, okay, if an eyeshadow is not like in a project pan, then I feel guilty reaching for it. So I'm like, oh, you could be making progress on something that's actually like important, blah, blah, blah. So I think that if I pull out at least 2 eyeshadow palettes a month, even if I only use them one time, that's still one more time than they were getting used. And I think by pulling them out, like, I won't be as hard on myself about like using them and having like essentially playtime with makeup. So the first one I want to pull out is actually back here. I got this off of Poshmark. It's the Lorac Beauty's Who Brunch palette, or the Pro Brunch palette. I've heard it both ways. But look at all this pastel goodness. Now that dip was from me. I have used this like maybe 5 times since I got it. It looked like brand new when I got it, but I'm just really enjoying these pastel looks, and I just want to get more into color and get more use out of things like that. I am panning like a huge neutral eyeshadow palette, I'm sure you're aware. So I'm going to pull this guy out. And then I recently, before I started my low buy rules, I went a little crazy and bought things that I didn't need, and this came in the mail yesterday, and this was one of the things that I bought that I didn't need. But it's the Trad palette by Juvia's Place. And I really wanted like more greens in my collection. The lens on this camera is very dirty. I'm sorry, I'm just now seeing that. Maybe that's better to look at it this way. Anyway, I'm really excited. I want to pull this out. I haven't even like swatched it. So yeah, this acid green is like really calling my name, and this orange next to it. And I wanted to pull this out and wear it today, like as I was getting ready to film. And then I told myself, like, no, you need to be working on eyeshadows that you're supposed to. So here we go. We're going to pull out these 2 palettes. Here's the top of my vanity. Sorry if it's a little crooked, like my tripod is broken. But here's all my palettes for like my Pan That Face palette, my Pan Those Eyeshadows, my Pan That palette. And just, yeah, these all live here all the time. So it looks a little cluttered, but I do have enough room to like do my makeup. So we're gonna pick out a foundation and maybe some lip products and then call it a day, because honestly, like, I have 2 mascaras open right now, but you know, and like eye primer and things like that, I don't have that terribly much of, but most of that stuff like lives in here, and it lives on top of my desk anyway. So I'm not gonna fool with picking stuff like that out, or like a setting spray. Like, I only have this one that I'm currently using, so he just gonna live there. So anyway, for foundation, I have, again, this CYO foundation. It's the long-lasting Life Proof foundation in the shade 101. I am so close to being done with it that I want to pull this guy out and allow myself to unofficially pan that this month. And just in case I was to finish that off pretty quickly, which I don't know, like 2 pumps of this goes a very long way. And I think I've been off and on working on this since fall 2019, so we'll see. Anyway, I do want to pull this one out. This is the NYX Born to Glow foundation. It's in the shade Light. I had a sample card of this, as you can see in the back here, and I have just absolutely fallen in love with this. So I've yet to like break into the actual bottle. I was just using up some samples of it that I had, so we'll pick those 2 things. I don't really want to pull out a BB cream. Let's see, lip liners. This is the Essence long lasting lip liner. All the like wording has rubbed off. I think it was in the shade 06, Under My Skin, but it's just the current lip liner I've been loving, so I'm gonna pull this out. And then this is my absolute favorite lipstick ever. It's Bite Beauty, and it's the shade Honeycomb. I don't know how well that's gonna focus. It's really cloudy here today, and I've filmed this in natural lighting, so hopefully it's not too terrible. But anyway, I just want to show you like how much I have used up of this just naturally. Like, look at that. I'm so proud of myself, and I love this. It's my everyday like nude shade, and once I finish this off, like, yeah, this would definitely be a repurchase. Now, I'm a very long way away from finishing this off. I don't even have to worry about that. But I'm going to pull this guy out and allow myself to just continue on with him. And then I think I want to pull out one other lip color just to kind of have some difference. And I don't have a ton of like actual lipsticks. But this Makeup Revolution one that they did in collaboration with Soph in the shade Cake. I think I'm gonna pull this one out. It's like a brownie nude, but it's like a little bit darker, I think, than the Bite Beauty one, and you can tell like it looks. No, wait, we're not gonna pull this one out because it is very similar to that Bite Beauty one. I know what I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out, yes, this one. It is a Bite Beauty one. It's the shade Sweet Cream, which it's this really pretty like rosy pink kind of shade. I've worn this like maybe twice. It still looks very brand new. I'm going to pull this out. That way I can have like a little bit of a difference, like a nude and then a pink. So we will pull that out. And honestly, I think that is it. That covers basically all of the bases. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Ooh, excuse me, allergies. Again, if you have any like suggestions or comments, or you can think of like a better way to set this up, please let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna have fun, and then come in about a month, I'll update you. We'll look at everything and some of the new stuff that I've pulled in, like I'll update you on how I feel about it and things like that. We'll just go from there. And yeah, so I will catch you guys in the next one. Okay, goodbye.